Beatty was to explain what happened on live television.
Let's bring in Clint Arthur. He's an entertainment and business expert and celebrity media trainer. And Clint, what was your first reaction when you saw what was going on?
Extremely gracious performance by the producer of La Land to be able to, and in 1 second, have your dream in your hand, and then in the very next second, to be so gracious about handing it off to another. That was really impressive. But you know, there's all this talk about Warren Beatty making the mistake, how he should have read the front of the envelope where it said Best Actress and didn't say Best Picture. But, you know, if you think about Warren Beatty having the envelope in his hand, he's not reading the outside of the envelope. He just opens the envelope and then reads the name of the movie, La La Land. It kind of makes sense, and I also want to appreciate how gracious and smart Warren Beatty was to explain what happened on live television last night. There was a lot of pressure and a lot of eyeballs watching him deal with pressure, and I think he did a great job too under the circumstances.
Yeah, tough circumstances, Clint. Now, apparently the font on the envelope was the first time that it was changed and it was harder to read. Talk to us about that.
They should have used Helvetica.
The color of the font didn't really contrast sufficiently. It was tough to see, and the Price Waterhouse person gave them the wrong envelope because of that.
Okay, well, look, I say wardrobe malfunction, you say Janet Jackson, right? From now on, you're going to say wrong picture, and you're going to say the Academy Awards. This was television at its finest. Pandemonium. And half of me thinks that this was a stunt that the Academy Awards producers did just so that next year more people will be watching to see, are they going to screw it all up again, or will they be able to get it right this time? Who knows, but it was great TV.
And there was a great opportunity for a lot of people to have some fun, some self-deprecating humor, whether it was Steve Harvey, who tweeted out this morning, hey, did I miss anything last night? Or even the way Jimmy Kimmel ended the show by saying, I knew that I would screw this up. I knew it would be my fault. I'll never come back again. I mean, that was like gold, right?
Super gold. And I heard a great tweet. La La Land won the popular vote, but Moonlight won the Electoral College. That was a good one. There's been so much good stuff from this. Like I say, I think that the producers of the Academy Awards did this on purpose.
Really?
And if they didn't, maybe they should do it on purpose in the future, because look at all the extra press. And there will be so much additional coverage next year in the lead up to the Academy Awards. All the news shows and Entertainment Tonight and all these entertainment shows are going to be saying, will they get it right this time, or will there be another mix-up? Tune in to the Academy Awards to find out.
Clint, whether they did or didn't do that on purpose, that was not the only mistake of the night, and it's kind of being buried because this turned out to be such a bigger mistake. But the reports that they used a picture and a name in the in memoriam section of someone, an Australian producer who is still very much alive.
Yes, that's the Mark Twain mistake, is it not? The reports of my demise are greatly over-exaggerated, I think is the quote. And that's a great experience for this guy whose career is probably being resuscitated out of the doldrums by his reported death on the Oscars. Hey, Oscars, I might be available to be reported as dead next year, even though I will be alive.
Clint, let's assume that this was not a conspiracy in any of these mistakes, that these were just, errors. Who's ultimately responsible? Is it the producer of the show? Is it ABC, which was the broadcaster? Is it, Price Waterhouse Coopers? I mean, at a certain point, somebody has to take responsibility for the worst mistake in television history.
Yeah, but what is the real consequence of the mistake? Higher ratings next year? More media attention for the Academy? More media attention for the movies themselves? I don't know that the mistake is really one that has a consequence to it.
I don't know. I think
there's no victim.
I think Warren Beatty is the victim here. I mean, he will forever be associated with this. He's a good guy, a great actor, and it's hard to believe that they would throw him under the bus or create a situation where somebody with that much star power, who is that beloved, could be in a position of making that mistake.
But Clint, I want to ask you this: should Beatty be taking all the heat? Because it was Dunaway. Dunaway was the one that actually read La La Land when she opened the envelope.
You're right. It's not fair what was done to Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. I mean, those two legends of Hollywood they should have been treated better than to be the brunt of this whole catastrophe or ratings ploy, whichever you want to choose. And I really feel bad for both of them for being abused by the producers of this show. They're the ones who are the victims. They're the ones who should be receiving some sort of compensation or make good. They should be, give them a movie just to make good for this horrible mistake that happened to them.
All right, thank you so much, Clint Arthur. Thanks for joining us tonight.